Hi guys, and welcome to World of Tanks Review. I'm Buddy1927. Today we are on the test server 9.7 patch, and we are going to be reviewing the new Tier 10 French medium tank, the AMX 30B. Now, if you saw the review of the Tier 9, the AMX 30 1ER prototype, you can see that this tank is similar, but they've done some changes on this tank. And they've done some changes and characteristics of this tank. Now, this tank does come with a crew of 4. Comes with your commander, your driver, your gunner, your driver, and your loader. Now, your loader is also your radio operator on this tank too, so that's something to keep when you try and figure out what you want to do with the specs of this tank. The skills and perks of the crews. Remember, your loader is also your radio operator. So this is not a bad tank. Let's take a look at the tech tree. And as you can see, the tech tree in the French line has changed. And if you watched my other videos, you know the new tanks and how to get there. Now, you basically want to go down your light line to the AMX 1390 to Tier 8. Then you want to jump down to the AMX 31 ER prototype, and that will lead you to this tank, the AMX 30B tank. So this is how the tank actually comes equipped. It comes with the Tier 10 gun, Tier 10, everything Tier 10, turret, radio, engine, and the Tier 10 set of tracks. Let's back up a little bit. Let's go back to the tech tree here. Now, what we're just going to do, I don't have the BC25T. I've not played it. But as you can see, here's the specs of it. Top speed is 65 km per hour. 29.41 power. 42 degrees per second in the thing. Average damage is 461 in damage, and comes with a crew of 3. Compared to the AMX 65, it's has a little bit less power, but does have a better traverse speed of 48 degrees per second. It does come with a crew of 4, and roughly does a little bit more damage per minute than the BC does. So let's take a look. Let's go back to this tank. There we go. So if you have the BC, you might want to check out this tank, see if it does a little bit better. Now, I know the BC in the games, it's actually one badass tank, but this will actually do more damage per minute than the BC does. So guys who are driving the BC, you might want to check this tank out when it comes out live. Now let's take a look at the specs of this tank overall. Let me blow them up for you. Okay, we do have 1,900 hit points, 720 horsepower, 65 kilometers per hour, same as the Tier 9. Now the traverse speed's a lot better at 48 degrees per second. Armor's a little bit different. At the front hull has 80, 35, and 30 on the sides and rear. Now the turret has 80 again, 40 and 30 on the sides and rears. We'll go over the gun a little bit later. Now the traverse speed has declined a little bit compared to the Tier 9 at 38 degrees per second. Now the view range has improved at 410 and 750 meters on the signal range. So that's not too bad. Now, they did add a hatch on the front of it, which makes it a weak spot. Actually, they've added 2 hatches on the front spot, so that makes it a weak spot, but it's still angled pretty good. So I have gotten ricochets off that hatch. You still want to watch out for the driver's viewport. Kind of keep that guarded. Now they've added this big box to the front of the turret, which is the ammo rack, which is the ammo for the machine gun here that they've also added. So you might want to try to protect that. Now the cupola on this thing is a lot bigger. Not a lot big, a little bit bigger. So that's a major weak spot on this tank right here, is this cupola. So you want to try to protect that cupola as much as possible. They've added a big searchlight in the front. You got a couple more ports you got to kind of watch out for. And same ports on the Tier 9 that you got to watch out for is also on the Tier 10. Now they've actually added this little section right here on this thing. So it kind of angles and slopes a little bit. But you still have this big section right here you want to kind of protect and watch out for. So that's what you can see. They've done some improvements and done some changes. And actually, I've had some good games in this thing so far. Actually, my first game on this thing was actually pretty good and surprised me pretty good. So that's not too bad. Let's take a look at the gun. They've also improved the gun. So let's blow that up. The same gun as the Tier 9, but actually has improved a little bit. It still is the gun 105mm MLE F1, 105 caliber gun. Rate of fire has improved at 6.74 rounds per minute. Pen is a little bit improved at 260, 320, and 53. Damage is about the same at 390, 390, and 480. Accuracy's improved a little bit at 0.3 at 100 meters, so basically where you aim is where that shell is going to go. And the aiming time actually has improved to 2.1 seconds. This is the same gun that's on the Tier 9 gun tank, AMX-30, but it does have slight improvements on it. Let's take a look at the shells. It still carries the APCR round. Still carries the heat round. And still carries the HE rounds. And as you can see, the APCR and the heat round do the same amount of damage as it did on the Tier 9. Penetration is a little bit better, but not much. 1.9 to 325 on the APCR, and 240 to 400 on the pin on the HE round. And same specs on the HE round. So that's about it. This is actually a pretty good Tier 10 medium tank overall. It has great speed for spotting, flanking, circle of death. Actually get behind the enemy. It's actually pretty good tank overall, and I've enjoyed playing it. So let's take a look. I do have this tank in action, so let's take a look at the clip. I will see you all on the other side. Hi guys, and welcome. I'm Buddy1927. Today we're on the test server 9.7, and I'm in the Tier 10 French medium tank, the AMX-30B, and we're going to see how this tank actually performs. The map we're on is Windstorm, and as you can see with how the teams are laid out, so it's not too bad. I'm just trying to figure out which way to go myself. And this is actually the first game I played on this tank. So we're going to see what this tank can actually do. First time out. And this is this replays the first game I've had in this tank. So hopefully you'll be able to see what this tank can do. Yeah, let me slide that up so y'all can see the damage and all that.
We didn't penetrate their armor.
Shot. Shot.
Ricochet.
Trying to get the tank reloaded.
Enemy armor is
Did some
damaged.
damage there. And he's taken out.
Enemy armor is hit.
Did some damage on the FV tank destroyer. And this can continue on and see how this thing does. Score's 4-1 right now. A lot of Russian players on this test server. He's taken out. Still have not figured out how to play this tank, but I'm actually still at 100% health. So I'm trying to figure out which way to go. Let's see where I'm needed the most. There we go.
Penetration.
Shot the leopard. Say hello to the little leopard.
Enemy is hit.
Hit him again. Pissed him off. Got no more shot on the leopard. Don't have a shot on the other tank there. So I'm gonna see if I can circle around. Score's 11-7 now. Let's figure out what the AMX 50B is doing. I won't be able to get suicide. Not even worth taking a shot. So it's just a matter of time now. It's just trying to find the other tanks and see what we can do. Score's 12-7. Got IS-3. See if I can sneak up behind him. There he is.
Enemy armor is damaged. damaged.
Hit him, took him out. He's now looking at me. Hopefully my reload's
One
going
of
to
our
be
gas
good. He
tanks
hit me.
ruptured. We're low on fuel. One of our got him.
Took him out. I got one more tank left. So I ain't gonna be able to.
Critical hit.
Bounced. A critical hit on him. And that was the last tank alive. And as you can see, that definitely was a victory, guys. And not bad. I survived first time out, survived the thing. Didn't do much in the game, but hey, this is my first game, first time playing this tank. Survived. That's a good thing. Tanker third class, yippee. Master Gunner and Fire for Effect, yay. And as you can see, I actually critical hit 3 tanks. I damaged 4 tanks and took out 1, so that's not too bad. Let's take a look at the team overall. I know I didn't do that good. Actually, I did better than I thought. I actually did fourth in damage at 2,069. The BC 25 T1 did 4,338 and 4 kills. The J Panzer 3,917 and 1 kill. The AMX 50B did 5,691 and 3 kills. And the Leopard did 2,861 damage. So that's not too bad. Let's take a look at the overall score that I got. Not the greatest. Well, shot 9 times. I had 9 direct hits, so 100% hit ratio, and had 6 penetration for 2,069 in damage. I received 1 hit, 1 penetration. I got credit for spotting 1 vehicle. I damaged 5, killed 1. First game in the tank, and of course I got all the credits back. And it was a ×2, so 1,916 credits received. So this is the first game I played in it. I thought you all like to see how I did in the first game. I've played a couple games since then with this tank, and it actually is pretty good. It is a pretty good tier 10 medium tank. So the AMX 30B is actually a good tank to check out when it comes out live, especially if you like playing the BC. You might want to check this tank out. That way you have 2 good tier 10 medium tanks in your arsenal. I am going down the light tank in the French line currently on the current server, on the NA server, so I can get up to the tier 8 French tank, light tank. So when when both the tier 9s and tier 10s come out, I can go ahead and grind them and add them to my arsenal. So overall, it's not a bad tank. So if you like this video, please like us on YouTube. If you have any comments about this video, please leave your comments down below this video on my YouTube channel. That way people can see and read your comments. The whole world can read and see your comments, not just the people on the forum, but the whole world. So be brave enough. Leave your comments on my YouTube channel. And if you haven't done yet, subscribe to my channel. That way you know when the latest videos that I do come out. I'd like to thank you again for watching. Be safe on the battlefield and save me some tanks. Y'all have a good day.